Astonishing ancient Greek computer that should not exist stuns archaeologists. And this has been found in the island of off Antikythera. This is the position there, south of the Peloponnese, just northwest of Crete in the Aegean Sea. This is a part of it, and the original is in the Archaeological Museum of Athens, Greece. I have been there, I've seen it many times. It was found in a shipwreck that was found off the island in the year 1900. And this is an ancient computer that's Earth-centered. It has the Earth in the middle. Instead of being heliocentric, it's geocentric, and has that perspective of Earth being in the center. This was one of the recent images found inside it. Can you imagine? This was a very tiny thing that was found inside the actual Antikythera Mechanism. Now, archaeologists have been stunned for years by what they describe as the world's oldest analog computer, and it was used in ancient Greece. And ancient Greece, as we know, has over the years turned up a wealth of artifacts and relics, offering researchers a brief glimpse into a world forever gone. And those who once called ancient Greece home in turn made some of the biggest breakthrough discoveries in history, that the planets orbit the sun, the size of the moon, the Earth's circumference, the first astronomical calculator, this one that is, but it's this last one that has perplexed researchers and archaeologists more than anything else. This is the Antikythera Mechanism. It's over 2,000 years old, and it's the ancient Greek hand-powered orrery, the mechanical model of the solar system, and has been described as the oldest example of an analog computer. The ancient Greeks used it to predict astronomical positions and eclipses decades in advance, also used it to track the cycle of ancient Olympic Games. An unprecedented find, it was among the wreckage retrieved from a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island Antikythera in 1901. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. It was explored during the BBC's Real, the ancient computer that simply should not exist. That's where Professor Tony Freeth of University College London, UCL, who carried out extensive research on this mechanism, divulged its secrets and its intricacies. And among the treasure trove were marble statues, in the shipwreck that is, marble statues, elegant vases, glistening jewelry, ancient coins, and what looked to be a hunk of corroded metal that no one knew quite what to do with. That was the Antikythera Mechanism. Professor Freeth said it was now recognized at all as being anything interesting when it was discovered. It was just a corroded lump about the size of a large dictionary. But after Mr. Stice discovered it had gear wheels inside it, everyone became excited about what it might once have been used for. It had big gears and little gears, tiny clock gears. Now, Professor Freeth explains it was the first shock because anything from ancient Greece simply should not have had gear wheels. These were precision gears with teeth about 1 millimeter long, and this was just completely shocking. It was soon discovered that the Antikythera Mechanism was a dedicated calculating machine. It was using its bronze gear wheels to calculate the cycles of the cosmos, not just the moon and eclipses and our solar system, but also constellations. Why would they want to do that? I had a discussion with my sons about this. I said, why do you think they did this? They did this because they had to figure out where each of the constellations would be in the future, but why would they want to do that? And they said, well, they had nothing better to do, Mom. That's what they did. I said, are you kidding me? They're going to break their brains to do something like that? That's just inconceivable. They did it because they had to do it, I said. But why? That's the question. But anyway, going back to this, the question of why the ancient Greeks created such a device has plagued experts since its discovery. No kidding. Professor Freeth believes it was conceived in order to calculate the Greeks' astrological theories, while this is something we take for granted today, he says, in those days, the idea that your scientific theories could be mechanized was absolutely astonishing. Today, the Antikythera Mechanism is kept in the museum, the Archaeological Museum of Athens, and is split into 82 fragments, with much of it missing. In the years since its discovery, modern technology has vastly changed, of course, and advanced what we know about the mechanism. In the 70s, a team x-rayed the device, and the first secrets were revealed, dozens of cogs hidden within it. But it was not until 3D x-ray technology came along that they could separate the gears. Professor Freeth and his team took an 8-ton X-ray machine, 8-ton X-ray machine to measure, to X-ray this. They took it to the museum in Athens and took data from all of the 82 surviving fragments of the mechanism. He said, when we first looked at the results, it was astonishing because it showed us not only all the gear wheels in 3 dimensions so we could separate them, but it showed us all these new inscriptions in the fragments as well. Tiny, tiny inscriptions in the fragments in Greek. Why would they be in there? Again, who did they expect to take this mechanism apart? To read these microscopic inscriptions. They must have to read these. They must have needed a dissecting microscope or some kind of a very high-powered microscope to read these inscriptions. I mean, this is mind-boggling. Why would they put inscriptions in there? So they had all these inscriptions in the fragments as well. The entire world of secrets was revealed to the researchers in what has been termed a user guide to the mechanism. The instructions were hidden within the folds of the corroded bronze. It's from this data that nearly all of the breakthrough discoveries have come forth. The researchers discovered that it predicts eclipses, that it follows the variable motions of the moon, among other things. Previous experts had been able to model the back of the mechanism used until Professor Freeth's X-ray, but Professor Freeth's work allowed the researchers for the first time to see the front of the device, revealing thousands of text characters in ancient Greek. He and his team are now taking their theoretical model and will use Greek techniques to build a physical model of this mechanism. It's hoped that the modern technology added on top of this creation may reveal more secrets of the ancient world. What can you say? I still think that they needed to calculate where each constellation would be for some odd reason. Maybe they expected visitors. Maybe they wanted to take interstellar trips, space trips to these areas. You know, we know that from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. He says that they had interstellar travel. Also, we know that the mythology of the ancient Greeks says that the ancient Olympian gods of Greece, gods quote-unquote with a small g, were extraterrestrials. Anyway, we have a lot to learn still. This is by Joel Day of Express UK. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.